Hi, guys. Welcome to the Cozy Reverie podcast. I'm your cozy host, Trisha, and today we're going to do some rainy day ramblings, which seems to be what you guys are into. I'm just going to chat about cozy media, some fall fashion, maybe a little bit of health and wellness sprinkled in. We'll just see where the road takes us. But first, I want to plug my alter ego, which is Flow with Trish. I have a separate YouTube channel for yoga and movement content. I have a couple of videos on there as well as several shorts. And my most recommended one to start with would be my 10-minute morning mobility routine or morning movement. I can't remember the title exactly, but it's essentially head to toe mobility, and it covers a lot of little things that you wouldn't think about, like neck, wrist, foot stretches, things that we don't take care of every day. And if we don't, over time, that can cause issues. So we want to stretch out every little part and piece of our body and get that synovial fluid moving through so we get all the nutrients moving to the body. So I highly recommend. It's a super repeatable class. Going over and checking that out on my other channel, Flow with Trish. Without further ado, let's get into the episode. You guys, I am so excited to share that I think I've nailed my ideal coffee creamer, at least for the time being. I have been experimenting with making my own coffee creamer, as I think I've chatted about in a couple of episodes previously. But I came up with one that I'm so in love with. I think I've nailed it. It is almond milk heated up with some strawberry infused honey, like quite a bit of it, like a tablespoon or two. And so let that dissolve, and then I let it cool. I add a splash of almond extract and a splash of vanilla extract, and then top it up with some cinnamon. It is so tasty. There's nothing quite as satisfying as coming up with your own cute little coffee recipe, and I make it so many times. I make it fresh because the only problem is it does not store very well overnight, even in an airtight container in the fridge. So I've been making it fresh every time that I want it, which is pretty frequently. But yeah, I recommend, getting creative with your own coffee creamers. There's so many recipes on Pinterest, and there's still a bunch on my list that I want to try. And I like sweet, I like fruity, and this is just such a good combination of that with the cinnamon, makes it kind of warm and cozy as well. So I've been sipping on that lately. This morning I opened my Pinterest and I saw this pin for a Spotify playlist called The Coziest Coffee Shop. I went and checked it out. It is a 17-hour playlist, but I recognized some of the artists on there, like Camp and Big Thief, and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna like this, and I do. It's got a lot of artists that I've never heard of and a bunch that I actually added to my yoga playlist for the week because we're gonna start out this class pretty slow, and I was like, yeah, I want some slow, warm, acoustic, kind of cozy vibes to start the class with. And I think it pairs really well with an early morning walk or even a wind down, evening tea session. Or if you like cozy music while you cook, this is a great playlist. It's called The Coziest Coffee Shop on playlist, completely free. You just search it up in the Spotify search bar, and there it is. You can save songs off of it, you can save the whole playlist. Enjoy. Next, I want to talk about the game I've been playing, which I've been revisiting, Stardew Valley. I know, so basic, whatever. I have played Stardew Valley on and off since 2018, and it's been a while, okay? So I went back and I started a new save, and it is literally like on. Maybe it's because of all the memories I have playing it. Maybe it's just because of the nature of how it was created by one person who did everything from the characters, the dialogue, the programming to the music, everything, every part and piece of the design was done by one person. And there's something almost spiritual about that experience. I love that game. There's been a lot that's been added, I've noticed already, and I'm only like halfway through spring, so I'm really excited to discover what else has been changed and added because it's been a few years since I've played. I haven't really experienced all of the updates, and I'm excited to play it through again. I love playing the game because, of course, I know I've played it so many times that I kind of know what I'm doing, but every time there's something so satisfying about playing this game, and it's such a replayable game, and I just love that about Stardew Valley. I did download a couple of other games. I downloaded Cattails and Fall of Porcupine, but for now, I'm still hooked on my Stardew. And as far as books go, I've been listening to The Spell Shop. I'm in chapter 23, I think. I think there's like 3 hours left on my audiobook, so I'm nearing the end, but it's a really cozy fantasy. Like, it actually is categorized into the cozy fantasy genre. And it totally is. I get it. I've never read a cozy fantasy before, and now I'm like, okay, I get it. There's so much cozy imagery of bakeries, and the details are cozy and warm and feel good. There's a little bit of romance. It's not too spicy, but I love a little bit of romance in there. I normally wouldn't think that I like that kind of thing or really care about it. I think it's a nice addition to it, though. It's essentially, I don't really know how to explain the plot. There's this librarian who's fleeing her burning library. She's got a talking plant. She comes back to her hometown that she hasn't been to since she was a child, and there's so many characters to discover, and then she starts using magic, and there's mermaids, and it's a wonderful book. I really recommend it. There's also a sequel called The Enchanted Greenhouse, and I will probably read that at some point in the future, but I have a couple other books that I really want to get to reading, so that might be stuck on my TBR list for a minute. Next, I kind of want to move on to fall fashion. You guys, I'm very lucky at my job. I get a pretty steep discount on things, but sometimes they get an even steeper discount because the brands will work with us and give us like, I mean, dirt cheap stuff. So I'm getting these Sorels, and it's like white. It's a white, uh, like sneaker with green accents, like a dark forest green accent. And I'm so excited to pair it with like a burgundy wide leg or a brown or a even a navy wide leg and do like a cream top. I'm so excited for fall fashion because I live in biker shorts and t-shirts all summer long and crop tops, and like I'm cute, it's whatever, but and it's comfy, but I really like the feeling of being super put together in a cute outfit with my wide leg and my cute sneakers and maybe even a scarf. Maybe I'll accessorize this fall. I don't get a lot of chances to really dress up, but even when I'm running errands, sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get cute. I'm gonna throw on this cute outfit and look like I'm going somewhere because it totally changes my outlook on life when I am dressed well and I feel put together. And I'm just so excited for all the fall colors and all the fall fashion. I know we've been talking about fall a lot on this podcast. So we can move on to our health and wellness section, our last little section of the podcast. So I went hiking. Oh my gosh, I went hiking for the first time this year because I was so busy with yoga teacher training the first half of the year. Normally I do spring hikes and then I do fall hikes. I like fall hikes a little bit better. Um, there's not as many like insects and stuff. There's quite a few spiders, and there were definitely a lot of mushrooms out. There were so many mushrooms. I took a picture every time I found a new type of mushroom, and I have like 15 pictures of mushrooms on my phone. There was a little turtle out with a little spider sitting on top of him. There were squirrels, and the leaves were crunchy. It was definitely a fall mood. I'm going in a couple of weeks to another hiking location. So my brain's just lighting up and I'm so excited. I love being outdoors and hiking and navigating the trails. And this next hiking location will be a place I've never been to. It's Keystone Ancient Forest. It's in northern Oklahoma. And I'm just excited to hike a new trail. The past trails I've been hiking, I've done quite a few times, so I'm ready to change it up and do something new and novel. And also, I've been getting back into my infrared sauna. I had my membership paused for the summer because it's freaking hot. Who wants to go in the sauna in the summer? But now that it's under 80 degrees during the day, I am so excited. I've been going back to my infrared sauna. I'm actually not using it as a workout. So it's like, I don't want to say the name. It's a popular workout studio where you work out inside of a sauna, but I don't work out. I work out at home and I like to do weights and stuff and do my own workouts. But I've had this membership for a couple years and their workouts are basically the same as they have been for the last 2 years. So I'm not getting a lot of value out of the workouts, but I get heck of value out of the sauna, especially the infrared. So I just sit in there or do mobility or whatever for like half an hour and I feel incredible. There's so many benefits to sauna. I actually think I'm gonna do a little bit more of a deep dive into that in my next episode or in one of the upcoming episodes. So you guys will get to know all the cool benefits of sauna. With that being said, I think I have exhausted everything I've been up to lately besides work. I've just been working a ton and creating a lot of yoga classes and missing you guys. But thank you guys for listening. And if you don't mind, if you've made it this far, commenting where you have found me, if it was through Lemonade or TikTok or just straight from YouTube, that would help me out a bunch. Thank you guys for listening, and I will chat with you very soon. Bye.